Dear friends, welcome to VK Jain Sarki MEP classes. I, Professor VK Jain, to deliberate on electrical safety and protection, module E14. So kindly listen carefully, as this is very important subject. Friends, need, needless to say that electrical safety rules are to be provided in projects and incorporated as per following rules and regulations. First and foremost is Central Electricity Authority measures relating to safety and electric supply regulations 2023, replacing the old 2010 rules, which were earlier called as Indian Electricity Rules 1956. Of course, uh, these are already incorporated in National Electrical Code 2021. And third, National Building Code also 2060 also incorporates the same. Let me summarize some of the electrical hazards, friends, that everybody should recognize in the workplace. First one is faulty wiring. Second is badly installed or maintained electrical equipment. Third, exposed live wires. Fourth, overloaded sockets. Fifth, electrical exposure to water. Sixth, overhead power lines. Seventh, damaged insulation. And eighth, improper earthing. First, I take up Section 4 of the National Building Code 2016, Franks, Safety in Construction, Part 1. This is not widely known by people that National Building Code incorporates Section 4 that dictates safety in construction. The National Building Code mandates strict electrical safety measures for construction projects detailed in Part 7 and Part 8. Key requirements include using protective devices like MCV and ELCVs, ensuring proper earthing, safe cable routing, adequate insulation, regular inspection by qualified personnel, hazard identification, as I have already narrated in previous slide, and strict adherence to safety procedure near water or during temporary installations. Electricians must use appropriate PPE and participate in training including lockout, tagout procedures. Construction sites can efficiently prevent electrical accident through essential control measures. Electricity is the major source to run construction activities, machinery, etc. It carries many major hazards which may lead to serious accidents like electrical shock, electrocution, and electrical burn, fire and explosion, property damage, etc. As per data from Central Electricity Authority, 13,855 numbers of electrical related accident happened in year 2021 and 24, 22 all over India. This will be continued. Friends, I will describe some safety measures for operation and maintenance of electrical plants as given in section 4 of National Building Code. First, engineers and supervisors appointed to operate or undertake maintenance of any part or whole of the thermal power generating station and hydro power plant together with the associated substation shall hold at least diploma in engineering from a recognized institute or degree in engineering from a university. Second, the technician do assist engineers and supervisors shall possess a certificate in appropriate trade, preferably with a 2 years course from an industrial training institute, popularly known as ITI, recognized by the central government or the state government. Third, engineers, supervisor and technician engaged for operation and maintenance of electrical plant should have successfully undergone the type of training as specified in Schedule 1. This Schedule 1 is given at the end of uh, the code, provided that existing employees shall have to undergo the training mentioned in sub-regulation 3 within 3 years from date of coming into force of these regulations. Friends, I will be providing abstracts of safety regulation earlier called Indian Electricity Rules 1955 through a special notification on 8th June 23. The Central Electricity Authority issued a notification declaring the safety regulations 2010. These are revised as regulation of 2023. These rules regulations will come from the date of publication. The scope of these safety rules is these regulations shall be applicable to electrical installations including electrical plant and electric line and person engaged in generation, transmission or distribution or trading or supply of use of electricity. The Rule 20 of the said regulations tells Franks application of danger notices. The owner of every installation of voltage exceeding 250 volts shall affix permanently in a conspicuous position a danger notice in Hindi and English and in the local language of the district with a sign of skull and bone. This relevant standard. First, every motor, generator, transformer and other electrical plant and equipment together with apparatus used for controlling or regulating the same. Second, all supports of overhead lines of voltage exceeding 650 volt which can be easily climbed upon without the aid of ladder or special appliances. And third, luminous tube sign requiring supply, X-ray and similar high frequency installation of voltage exceeding 650 volt but not exceeding 33, provided that where it is not possible to affix such notices on any generator, motor, transformer or apparatus, they shall be affixed as near as possible thereto, or the word danger and voltage of the apparatus concerned shall be permanently painted on it. Provided further that where the generator, motor, transformer or other apparatus is within an enclosure, one notice affixed to the said enclosure shall be sufficient for the purpose of this regulation. Friends, the rule 37 of the regulations being discussed dictates supply and use of electricity. The electricity shall not be supplied, transformed, converted, inverted, or used or continued to be supplied, transformed, converted, inverted, or used unless the conditions provided in the sub-regulations 2 to 8 are complied with. I'm not giving all the rules. Rule 2 is important. The following controls of requisite capacity to carry and break the current shall be installed as near as possible after the point of commencement of supply so as to readily be accessible and capable of completely isolating this supply to the installation, such equipment being in addition to any control switch installed for controlling individual circuits or apparatus, namely below 1.1 kV, switch fuse units, or alternatively circuit breaker by consumer, and above 11 kV and above a circuit breaker by consumer. Friends, we are now learning rule number 46 of CEA Safety Regulation 2023, which are related with transformers. Only few of them are given here. First, ensure that where the transformer is used, suitably provisions shall be made either by connecting with earth a point of the circuit at the lower voltage or otherwise to guard against danger by region of short circuit becoming accidentally charged above its normal voltage by leakage from or contact with the circuit at the higher voltage. Next is not install a substation or switching station with apparatus having more than 20,000 liters of oil in the basement where proper oil drainage arrangement cannot be provided. Third, undertake the following measure where a substation or a switching station with oil-filled apparatus such as transformer, static condenser, switchgear, or oil circuit breaker having more than 2000 liters of oil is installed, whether indoor or outdoor. The next rule is the suppression valve or fire barrier valve of thickness and dimensions as specified in the relevant standard shall be provided between the apparatus and between apparatus and adjacent building if building wall adjacent to apparatus is not rated 4 hours fire resistant rating. To be continued. Friends, provision shall be made for suitable oil soak pit and where use of more than 9,000 liters of oil in any one of the oil tank receptacles or chamber is involved. Provision shall be made for drainage away of or removal of any oil which may leak or escape from the tank. Tank means transformer oil tank. Receptacle or chamber containing the same, and special precautions should be taken to prevent the spread of any fire resulting from the ignition of the oil from any cause, and adequate provision shall be made for extinguishing any fire which may occur. The soak pit is shown here. This is the transformer room, and from transformer room uh, through sloped construction, a soak pit is provided in which oil will travel. This shows the two number railings of the transformer in the plan. This is elevation. Spur oil shall not be stored in vicinity of any oil field equipment in any such substation or switching station, and all the transformers and switchgear shall be maintained in accordance with the maintenance schedule prescribed in accordance with the relevant standard. Friends, the rule number 47 of the safety regulations issued by CEA of 2023 says the following protection shall be provided in all systems and circuit to automatically disconnect the supply under abnormal conditions, namely overcurrent protection, earth leakage protection, and Buckles relay that is provided on the transformer, pressure relief device, and winding and oil temperature protection with alarm and trip contacts shall be provided on all transformers of rating 1000 kVA and above. Transformers of capacity 10 MVA and above shall be protected against incipient fault by different protections. Friends, all generators with rating 100 kV and above shall be protected against earth fault or leakage current. Next, all generators of rating 10, 1000 kV and above shall be protected against fault within generator winding using restricted earth fault protection or differential protection or both. Next, high speed bus bar differential protection along with the local breakup protection shall be commissioned and shall always be available at 132 kV and above voltage substation and switching stations and generating stations concerned with the grid, provided that in respect of existing 132 kV substation and switching station having more than one incoming feeder, the high-speed busbar differential protection along with the local breaker backup protection shall be commissioned and shall always be available, and in addition to above, all electrical protection equipment for generating stations, substation and transformer lines shall be as per regulation notified by the authority. Friends, now we are discussing Rule 63 of CEA Regulations 2023 that gives clearances from building of lines of voltage exceeding 650 volt. First, an overhead line shall not cross over an existing building as far as possible, and no building shall be constructed under an existing overhead line. Second, where an overhead line of voltage exceeding 650 passes above or adjacent to any building or part of building, it shall have, on the basis of maximum sag, a vertical clearance above the highest part of the building immediately under um, such line of not less than first for lines voltage exceeding 650 and up to including 33 kV 3.7 meter. Second, for lines voltage exceeding 33.37 meter plus 0.3 meter for every additional 33 kV or part thereof. Third regulation, the horizontal clearances between the nearest conductor and part of such building shall, on basis of maximum deflection due to wind pressure, shall not be less than will will be given in next slide. For lines of voltages exceeding 650 and up to 11 kV, 1.2 meter. Second, for lines of voltage exceeding 11 kV and up to and including 33 kV, 2 meter. For lines of voltages exceeding 33, 2 meter plus 0.3 meter for every additional 33 kV or part thereof. Fourth, for high voltage direct current system, the vertical and horizontal clearances on the basis of maximum deflection due to wind pressure from buildings shall be maintained as below: 100 kV, 4.6 vertical and 2.9 horizontal, and so on up to 800 kV. The vertical clearance will be 12.4 meter, whereas horizontal clearance will be 10.7 meter. Dear friends, this is a new insertion in the safety provisions. Safety requirement for solar installation. The new regulation 2023 has taken care of all type of non-conventional energy sources such as solar, tidal, and biomass, etc. Currently, we are discussing safety requirement for solar installation. Uh, the following general safety requirement for solar installation shall be ensured, namely clear pathway of minimum 75 centimeter. That means uh, 3 3/4 meter in width with handrails for roof access and emergency exit shall be provided for rooftop system. Second, there shall be clear walkway between the rows and columns of solar panel which is necessary for cleaning and maintenance. Third, cable shall be laid in trenches for ground-based photovoltaic installations. Fourth, ground-mounted solar installations shall be protected by fencing or other means not less than 1.8 meter in height so as to prevent unauthorized entry. Next, fifth, disconnection switches or circuit breaker provided in the combiner boxes to disconnect the photovoltaic system from all other conductors of systems shall be located at a readily accessible location. Friends, let me make you clear that these are some of the rules. Friends, the Central Electricity Authority has inserted this in their 2023 version, General Safety Requirement for Electrical Vehicle Charging Station, because they are now to come in abundant quantity. First, electrical vehicle charging stations shall be provided with separate protection against the overload of input supply and output supply as per relevant standards. Second, socket outlet of supply of electrical vehicle charging points shall be installed at least 800 millimeter above the finished ground level. Third, a cord extension set or second supply lead shall not be used in addition to supply lead for the connection of the electrical vehicle to the charging point and shall not be used as a cord extension set. Next, no adapter shall be used to connect a vehicle connector to a vehicle inlet. Fifth, the distance between the charging point and connection on the electrical vehicle shall not be more than 5 meter during charging. Sixth, the portable socket outlet shall not be permitted for electrical vehicle charging. Eighth, the electrical vehicle charging station shall be equipped with a protective device against the uncontrolled reverse power flow from electrical vehicle to charging point.